15 Best Science Projects. Our scientists' top picks. Welcome to Science for Real, where science transforms into an exciting and colorful adventure. Today, we'll explore 15 incredibly captivating science projects carefully selected by our team of scientists. These experiments are not only simple and easy to perform, but they also help you understand fundamental scientific principles in physics, chemistry, and biology. Best of all, they create those wow moments of fun and surprise for anyone involved. Ready? Let's begin our journey of scientific discovery. 1. Magnetic slime. Magnetic slime is a stretchy, malleable substance that can be attracted and moved by a magnet. This makes it a fun and easy science experiment to try at home or in the classroom. Magnetic slime is visually fascinating and helps explain basic principles of magnetism and physics. Materials needed. 1. PVA glue, about 100 milliliters. 2. Borax solution, diluted with water, 1 teaspoon of borax in 1 cup of water. 3. Iron oxide powder, available at chemical supply stores or online. 4. Strong magnet, neodymium magnet, enhances the slime's response to magnetic fields. 5. Water. 6. Bowl and spoon, for mixing scientific explanation. Magnetic slime works due to the presence of iron oxide, which is naturally magnetic. When a magnet is brought near the slime, the iron oxide particles are attracted to the magnetic field and move toward the magnet. This provides a fascinating example of magnetism in action, where the iron oxide particles behave like tiny magnets being pulled by the larger magnet. It helps us better understand how magnetic forces work in real-world scenarios. 2. Oscillating chemical reaction. An oscillating chemical reaction is a special type of reaction where the concentrations of reactants and products continuously change in a cyclical manner, resulting in mesmerizing changes in color and patterns. This experiment is visually captivating and serves as a great demonstration of chemical kinetics and non-equilibrium systems. One of the most well-known examples of oscillating reactions is the Belousov-Zhabotinsky (BZ) reaction, which typically produces oscillations of red, blue, and yellow, depending on the indicator used. Materials needed. 1. Potassium bromate solution, KBrO3. 2. Malonic acid, CH2CO2H2. 3. Dilute sulfuric acid solution, H2SO4. 4. Ferroan, a color indicator that creates striking color changes during the reaction. 5. Distilled water. 6. Test tubes, glass beakers, and a stirring rod. Scientific explanation. Oscillating reactions belong to a class of nonlinear chemical reactions. In the Belousov-Zhabotinsky reaction, oxidation and reduction processes occur cyclically. The color change is caused by the oscillation between the oxidized and reduced states of the iron ions in the ferroan indicator. 1. Ferroan. In its reduced state, ferroan appears red. 1. When oxidized, it turns blue. 1. This cycle repeats due to the complex interaction between potassium bromate and malonic acid during the reaction. 3. Balloon car is a fun and simple experiment for both kids and adults, demonstrating concepts of thrust, dynamics, and Newton's third law of motion. This DIY car is powered by air from a balloon, clearly illustrating how a force applied to an object can create motion. Materials needed. 1. Balloon, a medium-sized one. 2. Straw, a straight straw to attach to the balloon. 3. Base for the car. You can use a piece of cardboard, a small box, or a plastic lid. 4. Bottle caps. 4 bottle caps to serve as wheels. 5. Skewers or straws, to use as axles for the wheels. 6. Glue or tape. 7. Scissors. Scientific explanation. The balloon car operates based on Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. As the air escapes from the balloon through the straw, it creates thrust in the opposite direction, propelling the car forward. 1. Thrust. This is the force generated by the escaping air, which pushes the car in the opposite direction. 2. Friction. The wheels help reduce friction with the ground, allowing the car to move smoothly. 4. Electromagnet. An electromagnet is a type of magnet that operates based on an electric current flowing through a coil of wire. What's fascinating about an electromagnet is that it can be turned on and off, depending on whether or not there is a current running through the coil. This experiment helps explain how electric current creates a magnetic field and demonstrates the practical applications of electromagnets, from electric motors to cranes used to lift heavy metal objects. Materials needed. 1. Insulated copper wire, approximately 1 to 2 meters depending on the size of the coil. 2. Battery, 1.5V or 9V, to supply the current for the electromagnet. 3. A small iron or steel rod, such as a large iron nail, to serve as the core of the electromagnet. 4. Battery clips or tape, to connect the copper wire to the battery. 5. Small iron or steel objects, for example, paper clips or small metal pins, to test the electromagnet's ability to attract them. Scientific explanation. An electromagnet works based on the principles of electromagnetic fields. When an electric current passes through the coil of wire, it creates a magnetic field around the wire. The iron rod inside the coil acts as the core and amplifies this magnetic field, turning the rod into a temporary magnet. When the current is switched off, the magnetic field disappears and the iron rod returns to its normal state. 1. Magnetic field. This is generated when the current flows through the wire. 1. The strength of the field depends on the number of wire turns around the core and the current's strength. 2. Iron core. The iron core enhances the magnetic field created by the coil because iron is a good conductor of magnetism. 5. Junk bot, recycled robot. A junk bot, or recycled robot, is a type of homemade robot created from recycled or discarded materials such as bottle caps, boxes, copper wire, old motors, and unused electronic components. This experiment not only helps you learn more about mechanics and electronics, but also encourages recycling and creativity using materials available around the house. Materials needed. 1. Small motor can be repurposed from old devices like a small fan or a broken remote-controlled car. 2. Battery, AA battery, or a 9V battery. 3. Small switch to control the robot. 4. Wires, thin wires which can be taken from broken devices. 5. Small wheels, can be taken from old toys or made from plastic bottle caps. 6. Robot body made from plastic containers, old bottles, cardboard, or any available materials. 7. Glue or tape. 8. Screwdriver, scissors, pliers for assembling the parts. 9. Decorative materials, markers, glue, plastic eyes, wire to decorate and give personality to your robot. Scientific explanation. A junk bot operates by converting electrical energy from the battery into mechanical energy through the motor. When electricity flows through the motor, it turns the motor shaft, creating movement for the wheels or other parts of the robot. 1. Electric motor. The motor converts electrical energy into rotational motion, allowing the robot to move. 2. Electric current principle. When the battery supplies electricity to the motor, it generates a magnetic field inside the motor, causing the motor shaft to rotate and produce movement. 6. Enzymatic browning. Enzymatic browning is the process by which fruits and vegetables turn brown when cut or damaged. This occurs due to the activity of the enzyme polyphenol oxidase, PPO, in the presence of oxygen. This experiment is commonly used to explain biochemical processes in plants and to provide insights into enzyme reactions in nature. Fruits like apples, bananas, pears, potatoes, and avocados often exhibit this browning effect after being cut, which affects their natural color, aesthetic appeal, and nutritional value. Materials needed. 1 apple, banana, or potato. These foods are prone to browning. 2. Lemon juice contains ascorbic acid, which helps prevent browning. 3. Vinegar, another acidic substance. 4. Salt water, a diluted salt solution. 5. Water, for comparison. 6. Knife, to cut the fruits or vegetables. 7. Clock, to track time. 8. Plates or small trays, to place the test samples. Scientific explanation. Enzymatic browning is the result of an oxidation reaction. When fruits or vegetables are cut, the enzyme polyphenol oxidase, PPO, comes into contact with oxygen in the air. This enzyme catalyzes the oxidation of polyphenols, natural compounds in plants, into melanin, which gives the brown color. 1. Lemon juice and vinegar. Both are acidic and help lower the pH on the surface of the fruit, reducing the activity of polyphenol oxidase, which slows the browning process. 2. Salt water reduces exposure to oxygen and may also inhibit enzyme activity, slowing down browning. 3. Plain water does not inhibit the enzyme, so the browning occurs faster compared to the other treatments. 7. Archimedes screw. The Archimedes screw is a classical mechanical device invented by the ancient Greek scientist and engineer Archimedes around the 3rd century BC. It is used to move water or other liquids from a lower level to a higher one. This device works based on a simple mechanical principle, enabling the transfer of liquids or grains from one place to another by rotating a screw inside a cylindrical tube. Materials needed. 1. Long plastic tube or empty plastic bottle, used as the cylindrical container for the screw. 2. Flexible coil or spiral tube to serve as the screw. 3. Cylinder or shaft can be made from a wooden stick or stiff rod. 4. Basin of water or small grains, the material to be moved. 5. Tape and scissors to cut and assemble the parts. 5. Scientific explanation. The Archimedes screw works according to basic mechanical physics. As you rotate the screw, the spiral grooves inside the screw lift the water or grains from the lower end to the higher end. The rotational motion is converted into a lifting force due to the screw's shape. 1. Operating principle. When the screw is turned, the water or grains are pushed upwards through the spiral grooves. 1. This simple mechanical application makes it easy and efficient to move liquids or materials without requiring much energy. 2. Practical applications. The Archimedes screw can be used to transport liquids or loose materials such as grains, sand, or small particles. 2. It is commonly used in agriculture, construction, and wastewater management. 8. Rainbow Fire. Rainbow Fire is a fascinating and visually striking chemistry experiment where you can create flames of various colors. The color of the flame changes depending on the metals or metal compounds introduced to the fire. This experiment helps explain the concept of atomic emission spectra, where atoms excited by heat emit light at different wavelengths. Materials needed. 1. Metal salts. Each salt will produce a different flame color. Sodium chloride, NaCl, produces yellow. Copper sulfate, QSO4, produces blue or green. Strontium chloride, SrCl2, produces red. Barium chloride, BaCl2, produces green. Potassium chloride, KCl, produces pale violet. 2. Ethanol or methanol, a flammable low-smoke fuel. 3. Alcohol burner or heat-resistant metal dish to burn the salts and produce the flames. 4. Tongs for handling hot materials. 5. Safety goggles and gloves to ensure safety during the experiment. Scientific explanation. The color of the flame changes due to the atomic emission spectra. When metal ions are heated, the electrons in the atoms are excited to higher energy levels. As the electrons return to their lower energy levels, they release energy in the form of light. The color of the light depends on the metal, as each atom has a unique electron structure and emits light at different wavelengths. 9. Iron in cereal. Iron is an essential mineral in our diet, playing a crucial role in transporting oxygen in the blood and supporting metabolic processes. Many breakfast cereals are fortified with iron to help boost health. The iron in cereal experiment demonstrates that iron particles are actually present in the cereal, and you can see them using a magnet. Materials needed. 1. Breakfast cereal. Choose a cereal that is fortified with iron. Check the packaging for information. 2. Plastic zipper bag to crush the cereal. 3. Water to dissolve the cereal. 4. Strong magnet, neodymium magnet, to attract the iron particles. 5. Bowl or glass to hold the water and cereal mixture. 6. Spoon for stirring. Scientific explanation. The iron in cereal is present as tiny particles that are added to fortify the food. When you crush the cereal and dissolve it in water, the iron particles do not dissolve like other components. Therefore, when you use a magnet, the iron particles are attracted to the magnet, clumping together, showing the presence of iron in the cereal. 1. Iron being a magnetic metal, the iron in the cereal is attracted to the magnet. 2. Importance of iron. Iron is an essential element for the human body, helping to produce hemoglobin in the blood and supporting enzyme functions. 10. Light tracking robot. A light tracking robot is a simple DIY robot that can move toward light using optical sensors. This project combines knowledge of electronics, mechanics, and programming, helping you better understand how sensors and controllers work to allow a robot to automatically follow a light source. Materials needed. 1. Small DC motors. 2. For the robot's wheels. 2. Optical sensors, LDR, light-dependent resistor 2, to detect light. 3. Battery and battery holder, AA or 9V battery to power the robot. 4. Simple microcontroller, Arduino or similar kit, to program and control the robot. 5. Small wheels 2, can be taken from old toys. 6. Robot frame, made from cardboard or plastic for the robot body. 7. Motor driver, H-bridge motor driver, to control the direction of the motors. 8. Wires to connect the components. 9. Glue or tape to fix the components in place. 10. Flashlight to test the robot's movement toward the light. Scientific explanation. A light tracking robot operates based on optical sensor technology. When an LDR sensor is exposed to light, its resistance decreases, allowing more current to flow. The microcontroller processes this signal and adjusts the motor speed to direct the robot toward the stronger light source. 1. LDR sensor, light-dependent resistor. This type of sensor changes its resistance based on light intensity. 1. More light decreases resistance and less light increases resistance. 2. Microcontroller. It processes signals from the sensors and determines the robot's actions, such as turning the wheels and adjusting speed. 3. DC motors. Convert electrical energy into rotational motion, allowing the robot to move. 11. Paper chromatography. Paper chromatography is a method used to separate the chemical components of a mixture using absorbent paper, often filter paper, and a suitable solvent. It is a common technique in chemistry for analyzing mixtures and identifying different substances within them. Paper chromatography experiments are often used to separate pigments from ink, food dyes, or plant extracts. Materials needed. 1. Filter paper or absorbent paper. You can use coffee filters or lab filter paper. 2. Water-based markers or felt-tip pens. The more colors, the better. 3. Solvent. Water or isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol, can be used depending on the type of ink or pigment you're analyzing. 4. Glass or plastic cup to hold the solvent. 5. Pencil to mark the filter paper. 6. Scissors to cut the filter paper. 7. Ruler to measure and draw lines on the paper. Scientific explanation. Paper chromatography works based on the differences in solubility and affinity, adhesion of the color molecules to the filter paper and solvent. As the solvent moves through the paper, it carries the color pigments with it. However, different pigments travel at different rates depending on their properties, causing them to separate into distinct colored bands. 1. Solvent, the liquid that dissolves the pigments and helps them travel up the paper. 2. Filter paper, a stationary medium that holds back some pigments longer based on their adhesion. 3. Capillary action, the force that pulls the solvent up the paper, carrying the color molecules along with it. 12. Gauss magnetic accelerator. The Gauss magnetic accelerator, also known as a Gauss gun, is a device that uses magnetic fields to accelerate an object. It is named after the mathematician and physicist Carl Friedrich Gauss, who studied magnetism and related phenomena. In a Gauss accelerator, magnets and steel balls are arranged in such a way that a chain of acceleration is created, allowing a ball to be shot at high speed. Materials needed. 1. Neodymium magnets, strong magnets, which can easily be found online or in electronic stores. 2. Steel balls or metal ball bearings, about 5-6 balls for the experiment. 3. Straight track, plastic or metal rod. To keep the balls aligned, you can use a plastic rod or a flat surface. 4. Tape, to secure the magnets and balls on the track. Scientific explanation. The Gauss magnetic accelerator works based on the principles of magnetic fields and energy transfer. When you push the first ball toward the magnet attracts the ball, accelerating it. However, instead of retaining the energy, the first ball transfers the energy through the magnet and the next balls, resulting in the last ball being propelled at high speed. 1. Neodymium magnets create a strong magnetic field, pulling the balls toward them. 2. Energy transfer. The kinetic energy from the first ball is transferred through the magnet and other balls, propelling the final ball forward, similar to the Newton's cradle effect. 3. Magnetic acceleration. The energy is not only transferred, but also amplified as it passes through the balls, causing the final ball to move at a higher speed than the initial ball. 13. Hydroponics. Hydroponics is a method of growing plants without soil, where the roots develop in a nutrient solution that contains all the essential minerals needed for plant growth. This method has become increasingly popular because it can be used in small spaces, allowing for better control of environmental factors like light, water, and nutrients. Hydroponics is widely used in modern agriculture, particularly for growing vegetables, flowers, and even fruit trees in greenhouses or urban environments. It also helps save water and land while optimizing crop yields. Materials needed. 1. Hydroponic nutrient solution can be purchased from agricultural stores or prepared using water-soluble fertilizers. 2. Plastic pots or containers to hold the nutrient solution. 3. Watering system or small pump to keep the solution circulating or aerated if needed. 4. Plant holders, made from foam, plastic pots, or other materials that hold the plant in place while allowing the roots to access the nutrient solution. 5. Plant seeds. Popular choices include leafy greens like water spinach, lettuce, mustard greens, or herbs like basil and mint. 6. LED grow lights or sunlight to provide light for plant growth. 7. pH and EC meters to check the pH and nutrient concentration levels in the water. Scientific explanation. In hydroponics, plants grow not in soil but in a nutrient solution containing dissolved minerals. The plants absorb these nutrients through their roots, which are always submerged in the water. This means the plants do not have to expend energy searching for water and nutrients as they would in soil. 1. Nutrient solution. Provides all the essential minerals required for plant growth, from macronutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, to micronutrients, iron, zinc, copper, molybdenum. 2. pH of the solution. Plays a crucial role in nutrient absorption. 2. If the pH is too high or too low, certain nutrients cannot be absorbed by the plant. 3. Light. Essential for photosynthesis, enabling plants to convert light energy into food, whether from sunlight or artificial grow lights. 14. Simple electric motor. Simple electric motor is a device that converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. In this experiment, you will create a basic electric motor using the principles of magnetism and electric current, helping you better understand how motors work in real life. This experiment is very useful for explaining the principles behind electric motors used in most devices, from machinery to household appliances. Materials needed: 1 AA battery or 9V battery to provide power for the motor. 2. Insulated copper wire, a flexible and easy-to-bend type of wire. 3. Neodymium magnet or ferrite magnet to create a magnetic field. 4. Sandpaper, to remove the insulation from both ends of the copper wire. 5. Paper clips or pins to make the supports for the coil. 6. Tape to secure the components. 7. Scissors or a knife to cut and modify the parts. Scientific explanation. The simple electric motor operates based on the principle of Lorentz force, which states that when electric current passes through a conductor in a magnetic field, a force is generated that causes the conductor to move. 1. Copper coil. When current flows through it, the coil generates a magnetic field around itself. 2. Magnet. The magnetic field of the magnet interacts with the magnetic field produced by the coil, resulting in the generation of the Lorentz force that causes the coil to spin. 3. Half-insulated wire. When only half of the wire surface contacts the power source, the coil receives current only when it is in a specific position, helping it continue to rotate in the same direction. 15. Glitter Surprise Package. The Glitter Surprise Package is a fun DIY project often used in entertaining events or as a humorous prank. When the recipient opens the gift box, glitter will burst out, creating a dazzling display of colors that brings surprise and excitement. This project can also be used for special occasions such as birthdays, Christmas, or fun events to create memorable moments. Materials needed: 1. Gift box. This can be a cardboard box or a wooden box depending on the size of the gift you want to give. 2. Glitter, various colors, the more the better to create a surprise effect. 3. Large rubber band, to create the spring effect for the glitter. 4. Clips or pins, to hold the rubber band and glitter in place. 5. Scissors, to cut and modify the materials. 6. Wrapping paper and tape, to decorate the outside of the gift box. Scientific explanation. The glitter bursting effect in the gift package operates based on a fundamental mechanical principle: the tension in the rubber band. When the rubber band is stretched and held in place, it stores energy in the form of elastic potential energy. When the box lid is opened, the rubber band releases this energy, converting potential energy into kinetic energy, propelling the glitter into the air. This creates a surprising and delightful effect for the person opening the box. 1. Elastic potential energy, the energy stored when the rubber band is stretched. 2. Kinetic energy, the energy of motion released when the rubber band snaps, pushing the glitter out. And that concludes the 15 amazing science projects you can experiment with at home or in the classroom. From creating magnetic slime and balloon cars to exploring rainbow fire or making a simple electric motor, each project offers valuable lessons about science. The best part is that these experiments not only help you understand how the world around you works, but they also provide entertaining and surprising moments, especially with the Glitter Surprise Package project. Just remember not to try it with your parents. If you love science and want to turn dry knowledge into exciting hands-on experiences, Science 4 Real is always here to accompany you. Don't forget to share the results of your experiments with us by leaving a comment or posting on social media.